Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Skin Talk Tuesday podcast. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Today, we have a guest that I have been waiting to record with for so long. We have Anastasi, the founder of Delicate Matter, which is a new acne and rosacea safe makeup skincare brand. Seriously, that is a tongue twister.
I was just going to say, what a mouthful.
I should have practiced that before we started. Annecy is also known as the Acne Gal on TikTok. I'm sure a lot of you have seen her videos pop up on your feed because for sure, even before I knew who you are, your videos always came up for mine.
I love that.
And I'm so excited to have you. Welcome, Annecy, to the pod.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm so honored to be here. Seriously, I'm just so excited.
This is such a long time coming, I think.
I know.
And I think this is Mary's dream. Mary is the makeup girl. Bella as well. So our team were just so
Loves
excited to know that you were on. Yeah.
No, seriously. I feel like makeup is something that we haven't really talked much about on the podcast yet because, Nick over here isn't the biggest, you know what?
I'm
learning though.
I'm diving back into it. Here's the thing. I was brought up in an era where you didn't do makeup. It's not what it is now. It's not so fancy. We used to just smear makeup on our faces and one lot of makeup. Now that I'm around, Mary's always I'm going to do your makeup one day. And Bella,
That's my dream.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But I am starting to, although when I was getting this will make you laugh, Mia, when I was getting ready this morning for this podcast and I put on some foundation and I was laughing thinking, God, I can't wait to get Annecy's foundation because it'll totally help my flary cheeks. But my partner walked in and he goes, why are you stabbing your face? Because I was stippling with a brush. And I went, I am stippling.
Yeah, men don't
trying
know.
to, yeah.
No, truly.
So I'm learning. But yes, we were very excited. And makeup has such an impact on sensitive skin, on acne-prone skin, rosacea, especially in anything that sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I am so grateful that you are in the space that you're in and leading the way.
Oh, thank you so much. That means the world. Yeah, there's a huge gap in the market for something like this, I felt, as a consumer. So, yeah, I was like, this needs to be out there in the world.
It truly does. Well, we have the Delicate Matter, the newly launched. It's here. You can't see it on the camera, but it's here on our counters. But then it's also available to shop at, is it delicatematter.com?
DelicateMatterBeauty.com.
Beauty.com. Okay,
Yes.
amazing. Like I said, we have some of the sample, or not samples, the full bottle here of the skin tint, correct? And we're going to get into all of it, the development and everything like that. But I would love to start by having you take us through your skincare journey because you're a little bit new to Pacific Touch. I know you've had a couple facials with us, but you've been the acne gal on TikTok for so long. So I would love to kind of take us back. How did you even get there in the first place of being this, acne spokesperson, I suppose?
Well, I always really struggled with acne. I think that was, rosacea kind of came later in life.
Okay.
But acne, as long as I remember, I've sort of had breakouts. My mom got me what I think a lot of moms did in the early 2000s, Proactive. Remember Proactive?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Classic
really,
tale.
Physical exfoliants that were
That you could basically scrub your bathtub with. Now
Literally.
when I look at it, it's
yeah. And same with that apricot
horrendous.
scrub. I remember that too.
Oh my gosh. I can't even smell things in that scent anymore.
So yeah, I've just always kind of struggled with acne. And then in high school it was kind of off and on, and then in college, that's when I kind of got diagnosed with rosacea, which I think makes sense. I was super stressed. I wasn't eating well. I was drinking a lot, enjoying the LA nightlife. So
You were in LA?
UCLA.
Oh my gosh, really?
It was
Nice.
fun. Yeah, but my rosacea was
Right, okay.
not having fun. Your skin wasn't having fun.
It's such a classic tale too.
Yeah.
During that time, the stress of school, obviously not eating the most clean, drinking a lot, it's bound to happen.
And I think there's a common misconception too that acne is just for teenagers. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, why am I still breaking out? Why is this still happening to my skin?
I know.
And fast forward, moved to New York, and it gets so much worse. Because now I'm starting a job. I'm trying to date in the city. I'm wearing tons of makeup to try to cover it and, improve my confidence because, I want to look presentable at work and I want to meet a husband, I'm really trying to like immerse myself in the city, but just feeling so not confident. And so went the dermatologist route, right? Like tried spironolactone.
How'd that work for you?
Not well.
How long were you on it for?
I think it was a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't really working. And then I also don't like to really like take pills. And so I did that for a year. They put me on really strong like tretinoin topical. And then they were like, maybe let's try Accutane. And I was like, no, like I don't want to do that.
While you had rosacea?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
wait, is that a comment? Like if you have rosacea, can you take Accutane?
I mean, here's where I definitely was interested in having this conversation with you because I don't think it's spoken about enough. When you have acne and a hypersensitive condition like rosacea, eczema, perioral to an extent, although I believe perioral often comes from barrier damage and inflammation, but let's just say rosacea because that's probably the more common. People really have to walk a line and it's extremely difficult. And my way of working has always been respect the sensitivity first, deal with the acne when you can, but often acne actives sabotage, the more sensitive conditions.
Yeah.
And so knowing what I know about Accutane, for rosacea, sensitive skin, that makes my skin just fall.
Yeah, and I didn't even have that context. I was just like,
of course,
it's, there's side effects. I don't really want to take this. And so I started researching a more natural approach, discovered acne specialists, and actually went and worked with an acne specialist at a clinic called Natural Acne Clinic. And it was just a much more holistic approach, looking at my diet, looking at my lifestyle, obviously topicals as well. But I cleared within 3 months. Yeah. And it was amazing. And I've honestly been like, obviously here and there I break out, but I've been pretty clear ever since because I also became obsessed. So then I read James E. Fulton's Acne RX book. Have you guys, that book is like $3,000 on eBay right now.
It's crazy because it's like there's no more copies.
Yeah,
it's all limited. So the price is like sky high.
People will DM me and be like, can you send me like copies or whatever? Because it's like, I got it when it was $24.
He's the godfather for anyone listening who doesn't know. He's the godfather of kind of the acne methodology that is used in mainstream, and he has this book that's considered to be like a Bible, and so now it's like super expensive.
I think I saw that recently, that it was like $3,000.
It's insane.
But I remember being like, what is happening?
And
just get our ebook.
Some of it's like outdated, honestly. Yeah,
I didn't want to say. Okay, good. I'm glad you know because I wanted to say that whilst I'm so thankful to his knowledge in the context of that time,
right? And
there are still some things that are solid. But there's a lot that we didn't know back then that we know better now.
For sure.
And I will say the experience that you had, like just going back to what you were saying about your journey, one of the things I don't think that people understand is that if your acne is super inflamed, it's actually, whilst it's, I'm not minimizing it and saying that it's not difficult, it's actually the easiest acne to clear over, say, comedonal acne.
That's what I have too.
The closed comedones and the hormonally driven stuff is a lot more difficult because of just you have to get the right amount of exfoliation and different things, where if it's just high inflammation, bringing down the fire, if you're able to get what you need to get to bring that down, you will notice a drastic. That's why we will sometimes say in the treatment room, I will know if I get a really highly inflamed client, I know I'm going to get a dramatic
before and after.
And one's like bringing down the heat very quickly. Whereas if someone has maturation arrest acne or closed comedones, it's just we're going to be in it for a while, getting through the congestion, you know?
Yeah, I had a lot of closed comedones on my forehead, which was really interesting.
Digestive issues back then or no?
Yes, so that's the
there you
whole
go.
thing. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so you've read the $3,000 book. You're dissecting everything, especially from this, acne specialist clinic. What are the things that really helps move the needle in terms of getting to that clear state? Especially if you said that, in a matter of a couple months, things really shifted for you.
I think the biggest thing was diet for me.
Really?
and gut
Okay.
health.
What were you eating before that you needed to cut out?
So dairy.
Okay,
It
interesting.
would upset my stomach every single time, but I was almost just in denial that I was lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And I was also just eating out a lot, in New York, not cooking for myself. I didn't know a lot about health and whole foods and all of that. I just wasn't thinking about that.
Right.
And so I think, cutting out dairy, taking a probiotic, focusing on whole, real foods. Learning about blood sugar and how that can affect your skin. All of that really helped a lot. And honestly just made me a healthier, happier person in general. My skin looked better, but also my anxiety was better, my mood was better, my sleep was better. It was just, food is just totally medicine. And I think that was kind of the big thing for me.
It's funny what we always say, especially with going more of the holistic route of healing skin, you make a lot of lifestyle changes in order to obviously the focus is to clear your skin, but you also have these added benefits of sleeping better, feeling better, all of those different things that I think are, it's of course an added benefit, but it's so funny that it starts with just I just want to clear my skin because it's my skin, it's on my face, I'm out and about, I'm working, I'm dating X, Y, and Z, but the ripple effect of all the other changes in your life honestly really is so huge.
It is. And I feel like it's hard to say this when you have acne and feel this way, but I am grateful in a way that my body gives me a signal to be hey, something's off.
That's
That
is
all the time.
music to my ears because it really is the underlying theme in so many, everybody's story has similar parts, but then different parts which make them unique. But I think an underlying theme definitely is most of us are not listening to the signs our body is sending us. Obviously skin, but even to what you were just saying before about dairy, it's cutting out dairy worked for you because you felt your body was sending signals that dairy wasn't something that you should be having a lot of.
Right.
So actually listening to your system rather than pushing through, because a lot of us too are, especially in society where we're encouraged to push through the chaos.
Yes.
It's you get used to being stressed. Some of us actually like it. If you're an adrenaline junkie or just very type A and high performance and put a lot of stress on yourself, you don't even know that your system is dysregulated.
I know. I remember when we did our facial and I closed my eyes and you were your eyelashes are fluttering. And I was I can't even feel that. I'm just so high strung, I guess.
It's a system, the nervous system. There's little, you can even sometimes feel when I put my hands on someone's face, I'll hover it and I can feel the heat
It's crazy.
radiating out of people.
Yeah.
The body's always sending signals if we pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially as it sounds like you're a naturally highly sensitive person and that manifests as skin, it manifests as the eyelids, different things that you don't even realize, but it really is so true that especially as somebody who is more highly sensitive, then you kind of have to do a little bit more to counteract those sensitivities to really bring the nervous system down.
Right. But I'm almost grateful because
Totally.
I don't think I would have taken my health as seriously if it didn't show up on my face.
Yeah. Right. So now you're known as the acne gal, like I've been saying on TikTok. What made you want to share your story on the talk? Because I feel like it is so vulnerable to talk about your skin. It took, even working at Pacific Touch, it took me forever to really break down the barrier to share what a bare face of skin looks like. Like for you, what was that hurdle for, or if you even had any?
Yeah, it's such a good question. I think so I read that book. I went and did training at Face Reality. I went and worked at that acne clinic. And so I had all these friends reaching out and asking for skincare advice. And then friends of friends, and just, I was like, I think I'm actually kind of helping people, and maybe I have some good tips here. And yeah, I know. I'm actually a really private person. Like the internet scares me. And
scary place.
It's a scary
Don't blame
place.
you.
But when I started posting, like, I think I found a really niche, really nice corner, because everyone was so nice and so encouraging, and would message me and be like, your tips have helped me so much. Like, my skin is really improving. I feel so much better. And just that really encouraged me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was scary. And I think I don't like that acne has like this faux pas around it, you know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to lean in with the handle and be like the acne gal. It's like, acne gals can be hot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, acne girls are hot girls. So like,
Clip that.
yeah.
That is good.
Absolutely. You know, that is the thing, going back to what you were saying about your skin journey and not even realizing, you know, that there is a genetic component that we do have to live with. Like, you know how you were saying that you associated acne with being a teenager? And so there is this frustration in your adult life. But if you understand that being acne prone just means you're extra sensitive and your skin's more protective of you, and it's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
You learn to manage it. It's like, own it and make it something. Like, we are who we are.
Yeah.
We'll always be there. Like, I know even myself, 53, I'm still acne prone. You know, I haven't had a severe breakout for 20 years, but I know I could get myself there if I let everything go too much.
Right.
And yeah, there's nothing wrong with
nothing
being
wrong with
acne
it.
prone
Yeah.
at all.
It's so true. It's funny too, because even like we were talking about Alex Earl earlier today, and I've noticed that a lot of her videos where she talks about her skin, and this is like the internet, I think, in general, especially for like influencer, high prominent people online, when they talk about their skin or their acne or the struggles that they're facing, those are always the videos that get the most views. And it makes sense, because like people are struggling with it, but like nobody wants to talk about it. Like, we're kind of, it's a solo endeavor in a way to try to fix and solve and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So people do want to talk about it. So it really does take people like you or those kinds of stories to share, to really like learn and break down barriers and the taboo of acne in and of itself.
Yeah. And I think TikTok is a really good platform for that. Instagram is almost more scary, I feel like, because it's more like formal.
It is.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
It is. We talk about that a lot. It's more like aesthetic driven.
I think, you know what, the reason I'm reacting the way that I am, I think, is because I have like the Pacific Touch community.
Yeah, you have your community on Instagram.
On
primarily.
Instagram is kind of that's where I share in stories, not so much on the feed anymore, but in stories is where I get my love. Like, I definitely have lots of connections with people. I'm new to TikTok, so I don't feel the same.
I'm like the opposite.
Yeah, I don't feel yet. I mean, I hope.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
my
same.
God, if I can feel the same on both, because I
your
love
TikToks.
You do?
Yeah, I love it. That's how we like met.
It's true.
Yes, no, I still feel like I'm finding my feet with the whole TikTok world. Like, I don't know that I have it, you know, the formula right yet. It doesn't feel natural. I feel like a fish out of water. Instagram is my home for sure. I feel like, you know, I'm on an overseas trip and TikTok,
That
and I
is
don't
so
really
funny.
know the
Like a
language.
foreign
you know?
land. No, it's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know that it
I love
can
it.
get better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's so interesting. So now that you, like I said, have cleared your skin with all the different tactics, really gotten clear on your diet, X, Y, and Z, what is your approach to skincare now, and how has it changed for you since you first started breaking out or experienced rosacea symptoms?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think similar to the book being really outdated, when I first started working with the acne specialist, it was also really aggressive topicals. So there was a holistic lens to it.
What kind of topicals?
Benzoyl peroxide.
You know,
quietly.
You know you're a client of Nicola's when you whisper.
Yeah. It was an acne suppressant.
Yep.
Yeah, every night. Like a high, I think it was 10%.
Wait, every night,
night.
benzoyl peroxide?
Yes. And like it worked, but my rosacea didn't like it. And my skin was super sensitive and my barrier was destroyed. And I think I was actually it was a cycle of, I was almost more acne prone because my barrier was destroyed. But I'm
Ding,
just
ding.
like, Yeah, but
That's
I'm just
that's it.
suffocating all the bacteria at the same time. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. It was always,
You're dealing with the surface, you're drying out the surface problem, but how you're doing it is creating, if you are clearing your skin, drying the hell out of your barrier or, demolishing your microbiome, then your skin doesn't have defense. Because, that is literally like skin is your first line of defense. It holds all our organs and everything else in. But it's battling the environment, and if it's not strong, you're just going to react because that is what it means to be acne prone. Never mind acne prone / rosacea prone. That just makes you even more sensitive than the average person.
Yeah.
So that makes that makes sense to me that benzoyl peroxide wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. So I think now, or like in maybe closer to like last 4 years, I've scaled back a lot of that, the really intense exfoliant.
It takes time to go back off the suppressants and have your skin get back to...
It really does. And I think there's, the acne PTSD where you're like, but this has worked. Like, what if I scale back?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did because my skin is so much more like plump, alive, resilient. So yeah, and I think that's why I love you guys so much. Like that philosophy of, more focusing on your skin microbiome and your barrier and not using those suppressants really speaks to me.
It's true skin freedom, because I do remember, like if I look back on photos of myself, I was clear on and off throughout my 20s and early 30s, but that was because of Accutane, benzoyl, all of those things. And my skin had a look to it. Like, how you're saying about there's a vibrancy when you learn how to heal, like through lowering inflammation and finding balance and hydration. When you've dried your skin out within an inch of its life, it almost, the circulation, you don't have a pinkness to your skin. Yeah. No life to it is a good way of describing it. So it's like it's tight and dry and, void of pimples, but there's stuff just waiting to erupt.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
Well, what I find so interesting is I know that you said before that you don't get a lot of facials. I know that you've been to Pacific Touch, but well, it's so funny because in my experience, like Pacific Touch, of course, but even just like facials in general before I found Nick were like kind of my saving grace. Like that's how in my head I assumed that that's how you cleared skin even more than like going to the dermatologist. So for you, who's somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience, like why were the Pacific Touch facials approved in your skincare routine?
Yeah, I think, I obviously like looking at your TikTok, I was okay, I'm aligned with everything that she's saying. And then looking at your guys' products, I'm like, okay, they're not using pore clogging products because I think that's my concern as well is during facials, they'll use something that might not work.
Right.
And then you're speaking about rosacea as well. I think sometimes when you go to a facial, there isn't as much experience with rosacea and you can actually come out with like a flare after.
Right.
And so I think all of those things, I was like, okay, I trust them. I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
And now I love it. And I need another facial.
I know we do. We need to like get those in the books. Okay, we'll chat offline. That's so funny. Okay, so skin is all good. Now let's get into acne safe makeup because, like we were saying in the beginning, that's a huge gap even in the podcast that we really need somebody like you to be on to really dissect. So now that you've been through the formulation process with Delicate Matter, why isn't makeup noncomedogenic in the first place? It's so funny because even like, I guess this was a skincare brand, but I went to this brand lunch like one time about this other skincare line and I asked about the pore clogging ingredients and the lady like totally dismissed me and was like, they don't exist basically.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm just so curious how you feel in that. Like, why isn't makeup already considered non-pore clogging?
Right. I think the short answer is it's just really hard to do.
Why is that?
So
like
cosmetic
expensive-wise?
chemists, yes. So cosmetic chemists are trained to optimize for texture, luxurious feel, like beautiful finish. And how they're doing that, especially for complexion products, is trying to mimic sebum.
Yeah.
And that is the whole issue. So they're using wax esters, they're using fatty acids, they're using certain oils that are extremely comedogenic.
Because they want you to look poreless. So
Exactly.
to look poreless, they want you to fill in pores. It's
Yep.
kind of like the same thing with hair. Anything that makes your hair look shiny and silky and sit right is usually thick.
Yes.
And can be sticky in the pore. And
Exactly.
acne-prone people already have an issue.
Yep, exactly.
And then with rosacea, it's like fragrances and irritants and the things that they use to like break down the ingredients in the formulation can be problematic for rosacea. So you get it from both ends.
Exactly. And so, yeah, they're trying to make it look super skin-like, and that's what brands are asking for. They're like, I need this to look amazing, perform, last, all these things. And so that's what the cosmetic chemists are used to doing and used to using those ingredients. And so when you go and you say, like I did, I want to create a high-performance skin-like complexion product, you can't use any of those ingredients. A lot of them will say...
What was the reaction when you first started shopping for your chemist?
Literally, that's impossible. They'd be like, your blacklist is way too expensive. Like, some of them would gaslight me too and be like, you need to educate yourself. Like, not all of these are pore clogging. And I was like, it was, a lot of gaslighting. And so...
Because you made a revolutionary product. When you're the first to market to do something, you will be told that it can't be done.
Yeah. That's what I kept trying to remind myself.
I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. No.
It's important.
I love it.
And so... the interview process for labs was really hard. And then I started working. I worked with 3 different labs. So the first 2 labs, it ended up not working out because, again, my blacklist was so extensive. The second lab, we got really close. And then it started to sort of separate. And they were like, oh, we want to add isoceric acid. And I was like, that's on my blacklist. That's like a known pore clogger. We can't do that. And they were like, well, the water is separating from the oil. Like, we can't do this. And so we had to actually like part ways. And it wasn't until I went to my 3rd lab where I felt like the first 2 labs had to happen because I learned so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I liked about them is I actually made a persona of like, this is who I'm selling to. Like, we're not going to debate like what's pore clogging and what's not. This is someone who cares a lot about ingredients. They're using ingredient checkers. They are extremely acne prone. They're scared of like putting things on their face. Like, this is who we're formulating for. So whenever we talk about an ingredient, like, we're going to go back to this person. And they were like, we love this. Let's do it. They're like, it's going to be really hard, but let's try it. And like a 1.5 years of formulating, we got there.
Love it.
Why is it so hard? Like, when it comes to developing a product like that? Because my issue with a lot of 100%, you know, perfectly acne safe products that have been on the market, especially, you know, like powders and things like that, is they just like don't sit well. I don't feel like they just don't work. So like, why has it been so hard in the past when it comes to like actually having an 100% acne safe makeup product?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're using those ingredients to try to mimic the sebum. The ingredients that we use instead of that is glycerin and squalane. So squalane is very different than squalene, which is comedogenic.
Yes.
But squalane is the stable form. It's plant-based. And your skin recognizes it as its own kind of like oil in a way. And so we were able to kind of create that skin-like feel without those esters and fatty acids and all of that. But that's what chemists are used to using. And they have these established relationships with suppliers where they're like, they don't even know where to look for the next thing.
Yeah.
And just a lot of brands aren't really asking for that. And so they don't have a lot of background in trying to create something that's truly acne safe.
That is so interesting. What is something that we might not know as the consumer when it comes to makeup that you found throughout this whole process?
So one thing that was super interesting that I learned was that you don't just go and buy ingredients one-off, right? Like, I want one ingredient here and one ingredient there. The labs work with the suppliers, and the suppliers are marketing a package of ingredients. So it's at least like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And so you can look at a formula and be like, oh, everything's good. I just want to take out one ingredient. It's like, no, you're taking out
like a
5.
compound. Yeah.
It's a compound.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of them aren't stable alone. And so you almost have to create these mini formulas that make up your own larger formula. And so that's what makes it really hard too, is trying to find these ingredients that are like not in these bigger packages.
It's not
that you
easy.
can use.
So how do you approach shopping for makeup as an acne prone or sensitive girl? Like in the past, before you had Delicate Matter and did it yourself, like what was kind of your philosophy?
I mean, look at the ingredients as intensely as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so unfortunately, I think ingredient checkers aren't created equal though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not. I mean,
They're
there's a lot of differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
I would say two things. There's a lot of debate and differentiation between what is and what isn't pore clogging, which is fine. It's
Right.
like Mary and I all the time talk about how our industry, if you look at fitness or nutrition, everybody has different ideas. The
so
other
true.
thing that I think can sometimes be an issue is website developers, like depending on who you are and how much you can invest, sometimes your actual ingredient checker will have little issues with it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mix.
Yeah. I love your guys' ingredient checker. You
Yeah,
guys are
good.
very strict in what you flag, which I love.
We are very
I
strict.
mean, a little sometimes, honestly, I know that we're being over the top, but because our community, there's so many sensitive people that we need to have it
She was
like
pointing
hard.
at me for everybody who is listening and not on video.
No, but and I mean it in the most loving way, but it's like,
No,
a
it's
lot of
true.
people need to be able to get over the hump. You need the really, really clear playing field, because if you are, especially with something like a skin tint, if you're using it 5-6 days a week for, 6, 7, 8,
And
9
all over your
hours,
face?
full coverage,
Yeah.
you need to not have anything that's questionable, because there is the other thing that you run into is acne is a spectrum. Not everybody, the variance of how acne prone a person is, and some ingredients will work for some and not for others. So
Yeah.
there's all that problem as well.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a shit show.
It's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's really hard. How do you approach it? Because for me, from what I've noticed, just from like really diving a little bit deeper into this, like my process is I take the ingredient list, I put it obviously through ours first, because I know ours is the strictest, at least from the experience that I've had. And then I'll go into like a few other of the popular ones to see like, okay, what did we flag? And then if we flagged nothing or something, I'm going to see if like, the Clear Stem Acne Clinic, Sophie Pavitt, like what those flag. And then I also like going through the cause DNA to then go one by one, see like each ingredient, and then it tells you the level of
Yeah.
what it's at. Like, what's kind of your approach, especially when it comes to formulating and creating product?
Yeah. I mean, that's very similar to my approach.
Uh-huh.
I go to your guys' website. And then I love skinsort.com.
Oh, I've never heard of
They
that
have
one.
a website, and you can actually give a profile of like, these are my concerns. I have rosacea, I
Uh-huh.
have sensitive skin, I have acne.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's great. It's
And
really
it
great.
gives you like recommendations?
Yes, and it gives you
Wow.
recommendations, and then you can also put in the ingredient list, and it'll flag it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Skin sort.
Skinsort, yeah, and they
Love
have an
it.
app. And what I love about them as well is like they are flagging hidden fragrances. They're flagging irritants. They're flagging rosacea triggers.
Yeah.
They're
great.
flagging obviously like pore cloggers, things that could increase oil production. So it's really extensive. And so that's kind of like my second pass. So I'll do like first pass, second pass, and then I'll look at the ingredients myself as well and kind of set up the order and go from there. But I think also it's hard not to get sucked in by the trendy ingredients, but when you find something that works, just stick
Yeah.
with it. That's my other thing. Like if I found
Yeah.
something, I've just been burned too many times from going and being like, this looks maybe safe. Like I'll try this. It looks fun. My friends are using it, and then break out.
You get seduced too. Like that's something that I notice about this generation that didn't exist in my generation is you fall in love on social media with your favorite influencers, and you become to trust them because you're seeing their every day, 7 days a week. And so there's this extremely high level of trust. So when they do promote a product or a makeup or come out with their own line, they've already established that trust, and you feel compelled.
Totally.
You know?
And the marketing is so good that it's like every touch point, you're just getting more and more convinced, you know?
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's hard to say no. Like the Alex Earl skincare line, a lot of my friends immediately like, what do you think? And
Sure.
And we all love her. You know something? I got asked a question, so I turned it into a video. And I absolutely shared the facts, but I love Alex Earl, the person. I think she's a sweet kid. I think she has an amazing opportunity right now in terms of her visibility. And it kind of crushed me a little bit to point out the things about her line that aren't great for acne-prone people in my point of view. And I don't even follow her that intensely. So I'm like, people that follow their influencers absolutely like high level. I understand that they psychologically are already drawn to that. Like there's minimal marketing needed, you know?
Yeah.
And we all want to belong. That's the other thing that I'm very conscious of, is that it's easy for me to say at my age, but when you're young, you just want to be doing what everybody is doing. You don't want to be different.
I mean, it's so true. Remember that one time, and this was like a couple years ago, there's like a few makeup products that like I just wanted to use. And I was just like, I just want to use like, I was complaining to Nick about this. Like, I just want to use like, you know, the Rhode
Pocket blush.
Like I just want to like, or whatever it was at the time. Like, I just want to like, you know,
fair.
you just
That's
like kind of
totally
like
fair.
get fed up a little bit. Also, there's really are so many makeup products, especially on TikTok. Like everyone is posting something, posting a routine. And what's really confusing, especially being in this acne world, and I'm sure that you see it a lot too, people are always like, this is a fully acne safe product. Like this is my acne safe routine. I mean, I guess I'm like kind of guilty of this too, like posting acne safe. But then like when you really break it down, especially when there's like a whole range of products, you're like, wait, when you get into the nitty gritty, like half of this stuff isn't
It's
even
not. I know.
Well, the
safe.
thing is, I mean, a lot of people don't realize the term noncomedogenic is not regulated.
Yes.
Right.
The
So
FDA
that's huge.
doesn't regulate it. So
Yeah.
even going through the process, you know, you can say acne safe, non-comedogenic, and you don't have to provide any proof to the FDA.
Yeah.
And there's zero legal repercussions if someone does break out.
See, that's so annoying because on Sephora, there's so many things that are listed as non-comedogenic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think, especially, you know, somebody who aren't like us, who aren't in it and looking at every ingredient, like you just assume like, oh, okay, like this should be fine.
Yeah.
But when you really break it down, like you can point out those key ingredients. Like there was even a foundation recently that I really, really, really want to try. But like every list that I've tried, you know,
Which
that
one
process
is it?
that I go through, the new MPH Beauty
Oh, yeah.
foundation.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one pore clogger in it that I really want to use it, but I'm going to refrain, like whatever. But anyways, like it's hard. Like it flags these things and then you're like, wait, everybody's saying that it's acne safe. This person said that I love and I trust, you know, and I have this like parasocial relationship with, like, you know, she has the same problems that I do. But then, you know, once you kind of like get into it a little bit more, and I suppose that does come with age, but at the same time, like who's mainly on TikTok? Like young people.
Right.
It's so hard.
Yeah. The acne prone consumer has it really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
But you have to, you know, going back to what we were saying about and being at peace with your condition, like, yes, it is hard in one respect, but it's easy if you just accept, like, you know how you were saying, just stick with what works.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot, like I know a lot of my alumni that have come through and maintained really, really clear skin. They will actually say now, you know what, I'm kind of relieved that I don't entertain the notion of shopping at Sephora or trying out new things. I just stay in that lane, you know, experiment in other ways.
Yeah.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion. You know, find just acceptance will sometimes bring peace.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking that you're going to be something that you can't be genetically.
Yeah.
You know?
And freedom in a weird way. Where
And
it's
it
like,
does get a little easier, I will say, you know, like I am not near as quote unquote acne prone at 50 as I was at 25.
Right. We talk about this a lot on the podcast.
It changes. The
You
seasons
build,
change.
like, and as you build your barrier and your skin becomes stronger, like you can theoretically like withhold a lot more than you probably could if you're like highly sensitive.
Totally.
But that's what's really hard. And it's such a double-edged sword with acne and makeup specifically, because when you have acne, you want to cover it up. To point to your point earlier, like you want to be able to like do all of the things and not have people like stare at your skin. So then you think that you have to keep caking on the makeup. And for a lot of those products, it's just adding more on. But then it's also like, okay, but in this moment right now, I don't care like what's going to happen to me in 90 days when the comedones form. Like in this moment right now, I need to have makeup. Like you can tell me anything as my esthetician or like whatever, but like I need to do this for myself or whoever it is.
Yes. I mean, when I was working at the acne clinic, every Monday we would get together to talk about like the hard clients or the clients that weren't clearing and were a little bit frustrated, and try to strategize like, okay, what could be going on? I was mostly just learning and listening, but the common denominator is, you know, she's frustrated. She's blaming the treatment progress not working, but she's using Sephora makeup. She's using her favorite Sephora makeup. And honestly, like the whole time I was like, who can blame her? We have no good alternative. There's really nothing out there that feels exciting to use that is truly acne safe. And so that's why I wanted to.
Yeah, we say that a lot too with I'm at Pacific Touch. Like there's a lot of people who come in who are frustrated, rightfully so. I mean, I have been there 100%. You know, you're frustrated. You want this to work. You want to clear, but then like at the same time, you know, you're doing things that like aren't really cleared, you know, in the protocol, I suppose.
It's so hard.
Well, you know, the other thing too that I see all the time on the skin health intake form, and it is related to makeup, is it's all the accessories too that you use to apply the makeup that can become problematic.
Yes.
Like we have this section and it's like, how often do you clean your makeup brushes? And I swear a good over 50%, I would say it's higher to 75%, will tick not often enough. You know, it's just one of those things that I guess is like a habit that a lot of people have. Or I'll comment to Mary all the time. I mean, I was stabbing my face this morning, but I was doing it delicately. And actually it made me think of your name because I was like, I was thinking of my flary cheeks and I was like, go delicately, Nicola. And that's why I was thinking it's a delicate matter.
Oh my God,
you know, which is what the thing. But anyway, I watch a lot of makeup videos because I'm stalking my clients who put out makeup videos and just watching what they're doing, going, oh my God, I'm going to kill them when I see them in the treatment room. But I do notice that people even aggressively apply
the beauty
or
blender,
and I'm like, that surely is not helping either.
No. So that's why with delicate matter, it was super important. This was one of the requirements is you have to be able to spread it really easily with your fingers. Clean fingers, that's your best tool. It warms up the product. It's sanitary. You don't have to.
I'm a huge fan of the finger.
It's the way to go, especially if you're acne prone.
I mean, that is again, I think, where we're seduced by social media because if you watch enough TikToks and get into the makeup lane, the accessories look appealing. Like, oh, I want to bake this or do that.
Like have like
I want it to look
powder.
Have a big fluffy brush and lots of 50 million brushes. But I'm like, that is just bacteria-ridden craziness that is flaring people up no end.
And that's the like hyper consumerism too. That it's like actually as an acne prone person, it's good. You're spending less money. You're wasting. You're not wasting as much
or you
money.
can invest in like better skincare. Honestly, you know, like investing in better skincare. Right?
I love you, Mary.
Well, it is just the truth. Like you can like, you know, the girl math of it all. Like you can take the money that like you're not randomly spending on like every shade of that, you know, pore clogging blush. Like you could just get one non-pore clogging one and then really invest in good skincare.
Agreed.
And I think that that's kind of like the lane that things are going. But have you seen, especially, you know, with all of the trends that are going around, or different products and things, like is there one that comes up for you where you're like, this has to stop, like this is so pore clogging or this is like really bad?
That's a good question. Well, I think one thing that I've noticed, and I think we talked about this a little bit, but like the reason that I made it a skin tint and not a foundation is I think foundations, that's what is marketed to acne prone people a lot. A thick, heavy foundation. And not only is a lot of the times it's occlusive, but it's also, you know, pore clogging and everything else. But it also, I don't think, looks as good on acne prone skin. Like when
you can kind of like see the texture.
You can never get rid of texture. Like that's just another marketing thing. And so I think what looks better, at least for me when I was really textured and breaking out a lot, was not the heavy matte foundation that was breaking me out, but it's more of like a lighter weight skin tint. I mean, this is light to medium buildable coverage, but it looks like your skin. And
your skin can breathe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just looks like the whole thing with Delicate Matter is we want you to feel more confident. And when you feel like you need to like mask, put on a mask, it's like you're almost telling the world like, I'm so ashamed, you know? And it's like, no, like this is my skin, but better, you know, like rock it.
Yeah.
So
no, I love that.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it on and off, but again, you can never, you can talk about it more to help this issue, but there is so much anxiety, shame, and frustration that comes with having acne.
Yeah.
And being able to develop products that honor the desire to want to cover or mellow out, calm down is fine, but to do it, package it in a way that's also helping the healing.
Exactly.
Rather than keeping you stuck. Because when I think about, to your point, because I did used to spackle, I think it was a Shiseido cake foundation, and I would just spackle it on. And you're right, you're wearing a mask, and there is something psychological that happens to your psyche when you're constantly doing that to your skin and hiding away from the world.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. And then I think the other thing is a lot of these makeup brands are just focused again on the performance and all of that, and they aren't thinking about ingredients that could help as well.
Yeah.
So, in Delicate Matter, we have Bisabolol, which is like wound healing.
Yeah.
We have green tea extract, which is like anti-inflammatory, helps with redness. And then a really cool new ingredient called Punica granatum pericarp, which is a mouthful.
What's that?
That just rolled off your tongue so
said
beautifully.
It so many times. But it's derived from the unripe peel of a pomegranate. And yes.
Yeah.
And it is... They've compared it to salicylic acid, not in being exfoliating, because it's not exfoliating at all, but in sebum control and in antimicrobial. Like, it's almost as effective, but it's like doesn't have any irritation.
Nick, are you just like, how does that make you feel hearing all of those ingredients?
I'm in love.
Especially like as an esthetician.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Imagine if, or I don't have to imagine because it exists, if there is something that used to be problematic for our clients and stopping them from getting to where they want to be, to actually being part of the healing package psychologically and physically.
Yeah.
I mean.
And I think, sorry,
it's
I have
kind
so
of a dream
many
come true.
Oh my gosh, no.
The other thing is, like, I feel like whenever it's an acne product, they put salicylic acid in it. Or they put like a strong topical, and it's like
to dry everything out.
Like at night you're already using all of those actives. Like let's like during the day, let's heal. Let's like help the barrier. And,
right.
Yeah.
Like let's do a little bit of both, like morning and night. Yeah, it's so true. Well, let's get into more of the development on Delicate Matter, because of course that's why we're here today. But I really want to like learn more of the experience that you've had. What gap did you see on the market that really made you want to create your own brand? Obviously, we kind of touched on it before. Like, not a lot of makeup brands are really doing this, but like, was there a moment for you where you're like, I got to do this? Seriously.
Yeah. I think so. The gap that I'm trying to fill is creating high performance, truly 100% acne safe makeup that's exciting to use. It's like those three things: high performance, acne safe, rosacea safe, and exciting to use. And so I feel like I've always loved makeup. Like, I'm a makeup girly. Like I love makeup. And I think, honestly, I think a lot of acne prone girls are makeup girlies because they fall in love from learning how to cover their skin.
I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah.
It's true.
And so I've just always been into that world. I love branding. I love all of that. And I felt like when I learned about how it's sabotaging my skin, I felt like I was getting shut out of a world that I like loved so much. Like I almost wanted to become a makeup artist. I did all my friends' makeup. Like I just always loved that world. And so being kind of excluded from that was hard for me as a consumer. Like I just felt that so deeply. And then I was like, there has to be, like, other girls have to be dealing with feeling like this. And then it was kind of going to the acne clinic and hearing from the clients like over and over about how they didn't want to stop using their makeup.
A huge problem.
Yeah.
A huge problem.
And that's why I was like, I just want to create something that estheticians can feel 100% confident being like, you can wear this, and that clients will actually want to wear.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And feel
Because
excited
that is the truth. Like there are some acne safe recommendations that we have, but I know that a lot of our clients that are true makeup people don't enjoy them because they're too dry.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't have the ingredients that make them like
skin-like. And they're used to.
Exactly.
And what all their friends are using. And so...
It's like what you were saying about being excited.
Yeah.
Why did you choose a skin tint over a foundation?
Yeah, so I think kind of like what we were talking about, like just... I've always gravitated more towards like the no makeup, but I don't think that has been speaking to acne prone people. It's always like full coverage.
Yeah.
And so I feel like acne prone people should be able to participate in the natural no makeup look. And that's with the skin tint, you know?
Yeah.
And it is flexible, which I like. So it's like you could make it lighter or you could
build on it in areas if you need to.
Totally. And I think one thing that I love about it as well is if I do have a breakout, I can like dab it on and let it sit for a second. And it'll kind of thicken a bit. And then you can like tap it out and it'll provide more coverage in that area. But the dream is to eventually also launch like a concealer that you can wear with
I was
it.
just about to ask.
Just going to ask like, what would be
more
coming?
What's
next?
I love it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the idea is a full acne safe rosacea line of makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my last question that I think that would be really great to leave the listeners with is how do you suggest somebody curate their perfect makeup routine, especially for acne and rosacea prone people?
It's such a good question. And I feel like I wish I had a better answer. I think it's really hard right now because it feels like you have to go on this exhausting, extravagant treasure hunt to try to find an acne safe thing across all these brands. You're cherry picking from here and cherry picking from here. And then sometimes those things actually don't play well together.
Yes, I was just going to say, because we didn't even get into this, but there's like the water-based versus,
exactly.
what is it? Oil-based?
Silicone or oil.
Yeah, silicone-based. Yeah.
I'm nodding like I understand any of these. Like,
yeah,
if you go beyond blush, I have no idea. I've never done contouring in my life.
It's okay. When I do your makeup,
when
I do your makeup soon, we'll do it.
I did a little blush.
It looks
Yes.
good.
Thank you.
I like the color. But yeah, right now it's really hard. And so I think being super diligent, like what we were talking about, where it's like check the ingredients. And it's unfortunately right now a lot of trial and error, but that's like I was saying, that's the dream with this is it's going to be a full line with the blush, with the highlighter, with the setting spray, with all of the fun things that all play well together and that are all 100%. I want it to be a safe haven for people with acne prone skin.
I was just going to say that's the basis of my dream. I just wanted, when I created Pacific Touch, it was wanting a place where acne-prone people could walk in the door and just breathe a sigh of relief and know they were taken care of and they didn't have to wonder.
Exactly.
Like sometimes when I would have a facial that wasn't with an acne, we didn't even have acne specialists in my day. It was you just went to the derm, but having a facial with someone that doesn't understand acne, you're lying there the whole time thinking with your eyes closed, not relaxed because you're like, what is she putting on my face right now?
Exactly.
You know, so having that sort of haven is the dream because then you know the person doesn't have to worry.
That's exactly
which helps their skin.
Yeah.
I love that.
Pacific Touch. That's why it's the only place I get facials.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. I love all the synergies, I feel like, between Delicate Matter, between PT. You're like filling a gap that I know our clients need. So with that, we will be doing a little bit of a giveaway, right? We're going to give a couple samples to try the Delicate Matter skin tint. But if you just want to go ahead and shop, where can people go? The delicatematterbeauty.com?
Yes, delicatematterbeauty.com. We have like all of the shades there that you can choose from.
Oh my gosh. I'm like itching to try this, you guys. I'm going to do it like as soon as I can. Thank you so much, Annecy, for coming on Skin Talk Tuesday. Truly,
so
like
fun.
I said, I've been
it.
waiting for this and you just exceeded my expectations. So I'm so grateful to have you. Nick, thank you for all your insight as well. I know you're just like the makeup guru that we all wanted to hear about.
I'm gonna start.
And don't worry, this is gonna start. We're gonna we should just do a video. Maybe we'll use the new skin tint in a video.
I definitely will be. I'm already planning my videos.
Oh
and
my
have to, just before we go, I just wanted to say, Annecy, there's not a lot of people on the internet that I trust deeply. And I was drawn to you too because of how much effort you put into the education behind your brand. So I'm very happy to support you. And I'm so proud of everything that you've done. I really am.
That means so much, especially coming from you, because I trust everything you say as well.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Well, thank you everybody so much for listening to the Skin Talk Tuesday podcast. As always, shoot us a DM if there's anything that you want to hear from us. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.